All right, we're live. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? One person on testing. Anybody that's on, can they hear me? Oh, hey, look at that. Fired up right away. Awesome. Thanks, guys. There we go. What's up, Loose Cannon? What's up, KR, Chris Killer? Everyone's doing good. Just finished. You guys literally just finished rebuilding this game box combo. This is an old school style. Looks like it would have been for like an upright, but probably built like at least 10 years ago. I'd say at least 10 years ago this thing was built. And there was an old school computer and everything inside of here. And I pretty much rebuilt the inside of this and used obviously some of the old parts that are in here just to rebuild this and get this up and running so we can run our new system on this for the customer. So it was a little bit of a challenge, kind of show you guys in there, firing it up for the first time. So I got to do some BIOS stuff, get the drives up and going. So starting programming as we start. Like I said, just got it fired up. So as you can kind of see the screen. Give me a second, sorry with the camera. You guys can kind of see everything, what's going on there. I just shut that. Anything. All right. So yeah, that's what I'm starting. Like I said, right now. So like I said, I'm just right in the BIOS screen right now. There's a few things I need to change in here. And then we should be set to go. Where's my trackball light? Boy, that's not. I think it's up here. I'll have to resolder that later. Yeah, I'll have to resolder that later. Or I might just have to put in a completely new light. There. I'll have to mess around with it a little bit later. The trackball light isn't quite working. I think it's got to do with the solder. So I'll have to resolder that and fix that. But a really old school, I'm showing you guys, a really old school panel design. Old school spinners are on here. But there's the panel. You guys can kind of see how the box is a lot like deeper. Is that a good angle here? So you guys can kind of see everything else to what's. I'll probably just end up having to bring you guys up on my phone here, just so I can see what everybody's saying. $3050 for a video card. I'm just gonna shut this so you guys don't have to see that. A $3050 for a video card. An i5 with a 3050. Yeah. Just to kind of show you guys. So yeah, this is the motherboard that's in here. You guys can see that. That's the motherboard that's in here. And then yeah, 3050 for the graphics card. That's what's in there. All right, so I'm just gonna get in here and change some settings. Advanced. There. Boot. Enable that. We want CSM enabled. Awesome. Yeah, I would definitely upgrade your power supply too there, bud, if I were you. If you're going to upgrade your graphics card. Yeah, just like Arcade Adam said. Yeah, I do a 600 minimum, just like he's saying. I have a 650 in this with the 3050 that I'm running in here. So yeah, I set that. Boot, I think the boot. I don't think I have to do anything else in here. Speaker. Let's go to our smart fan. I'm just making sure the fan settings are good. And the other motherboards, I was able to change the boot priority because sometimes I know yeah, right now it's showing that my boot drive is actually on the 4th. I don't think that really matters. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's. I don't think that really matters. I mean, I can always unplug and change the order, or that'll have it that way too. I don't think it really matters though, guys. I know on some of the other motherboards you could switch which one is priority and then have it in a solid state or a hard disk. Unless you're shuffling multiple boot variants. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it mattered. Silver Strike setup. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to explain to me a little bit. Some of this stuff I don't know with arcades. Arcade Adam is answering your question. Okay, so I pretty much have everything already set up in here, you guys. I just like to change the RAM to the XMP profile, just because that'll obviously make your RAM run at the highest hertz, I believe, that it can run at. So I'm just going to save and exit. So yeah, just CSM support, and then I change the memory to the XMP. Oh, gotcha. So it should reboot up in here for me, and then we'll get into doing programming. So again, for everybody that's joining, I'll just kind of show you this game box again, or this. I think it's a combo. Obviously, you can kind of tell it must have went on like an upright. And it's an old school. It's got these old school spinners on it. It has obviously a different button layout. I have to program the iPack as obviously player 1 being shift. I know with old school it was shift. Player 1 to add coin. So I got to go in and do iPack settings. I'll lift this again for everybody. And then here's obviously the inside of it right now. You guys can kind of see there. I'm trying to give you a kind of a look. So I had to swap out the iPack because it was running an old school iPack. And then obviously, like I said, I ripped out the old computer and everything and just rebuilt the inside of this. So there's kind of a peek inside of there. A little bit of a challenge because this obviously gets bolted back here. If you guys can see me, this gets bolted back here, and I think it gets bolted here as well. You can see the holes. So it's actually a little bit more of a tighter fit than our normal, just because I had to squash everything in here. But everything looks pretty good. Nice and clean, the way I like it. So again, I'm just going to be doing some programming. So let me know if you guys have any questions or anything we can answer. I'm just going to keep on working on this guy. So now we should be able to boot into normal mode here. Yeah, it's the mini. Typically, that's what we put in our game boxes, just because it's so tight. I mean, I could have probably put a bigger cooler in here. These pretty much run the same as the bigger ones as far as the wattage and things like that. So yeah, it's just a smaller, low profile fan. You guys can see this here. So this is what's actually in here. I think I read all the ratings and stuff before on another stream. Thanks, David. Yeah, almost a Scantron layout on this. So it's just probably going to boot up into big box for me right off the bat. Obviously, I'm going to back out to the desktop. I got to fix display settings and things like that. So, man, those old style speakers, you guys, those suck. Those aren't even loud. You guys can see this old amp down here. It's got this old school amp way down in the bottom, if you guys can see that. I don't even know if you guys can hear that. If you all can hear that, but it's really quiet. But kind of sounds like it would do the trick. Obviously, you can plug headphones into that. I believe there's a jack in the back too, where he'll plug everything into actually his machine. Yeah, I know. We had a guy that wanted a 13th gen i7, and yeah, we had to get a special cooler for that. I know typically they recommend running the liquid cooled stuff for that, but we just got a nice bigger box style fan that went on that. I'm sure typically, yeah, the volume could probably be down too on our main windows, just because I know with the other speaker setup it's a lot louder, so I could probably turn the Windows volume up. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, so the volume's probably down. Yeah, typically we have it at 67, but I could certainly crank that, and that would make this a lot louder. Yeah, like I said, this is a really old school game box combo. I'm assuming it's probably one of our classic uprights that it would go on. Yeah, you can certainly swap your trackballs out. Just remember that if you USB style one, that plugs USB directly in instead of our OptiPacks or OptiWizzes, I think. Forget what they're called. You're going to have a different PID number, so your trackball is not probably always going to come up as one. So you're just always going to want to double check your PID number and change that in your main settings. Yeah, this has a half one in it. Yeah, yep, just like, yep. Yeah, and I can show you guys where to like find the PID numbers and things like that. So let me just change display settings quick here, and we'll get into that in a second. And we run everything 1920 by 1080. Obviously, for your newer games, your newer PC games, you can go and adjust things like that in there to have better graphics settings. But for everything just to run good on our platform, main settings are, like I said, 1920, 1080. Yeah, that is a cool feature. Yeah, typically I just go into devices and then look up the PID number that way, and I'll show you guys that in a second. Yeah, see, this is all blowing up because I got to go in and restart yet. So yeah, 3050. I'm just going to check some of my graphics settings here because we made a few adjustments in here just to have our graphics run a little bit better with some games, I know. I think I have this selected as this. think there was game latency, low latency mode. I think I had this on Ultra. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that and that, and then I'm just gonna do a quick restart. So all my display stuff is good to go. Actually, before I do that, I'll go grab motherboard driver, just a chipset at least. I mean, I can check to see if there's any errors. Yeah, so I think there's one error there possibly, and that's just a USB device. So I'll just go grab the chipset stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't typically. Yeah, I don't really. We don't really go and mess with a lot of stuff in those settings, anyways. There's just like I like to point it to the graphics card. I know, and then for power management, do maximum performance, and then the low latency. That's all I do in there. I don't mess with anything else in there. I know we were having issues with like Super Smash Brothers running good, but I think that could have been a lot with the emulator. So I don't know. I made those couple adjustments, and it just seems like you didn't get as much screen tearing in some of the games and things like that. So that's why I went and did that. But again, I'm just gonna go grab the chipset quick. I need my keyboard. If you want, here I got an Xbox controller and a transmitter. So you should have a transmitter in the back of your computer. Otherwise, you can connect USB to the front of your machine and you plug that in for a minute, and then we do have tutorial videos on how to sync your Xbox controller as well to our YouTube channel. So if you go onto our YouTube channel, select playlists, and then there should be a tutorials, and then you should be able to find it that way. Otherwise, I'll grab this transmitter and show you guys here. I'm just gonna pull that up just so I can see what I'm doing and see on camera. But yeah, typically, here's an Xbox transmitter, you guys. So on the front, there's this little like button, if you guys can see that. I don't know if you can see that. But there's a button on here. And this will be plugged into your computer. You're gonna push that button in, and then there's a little light here. That should start flashing. And then once that's flashing, you guys, you grab your Xbox controller, and the sync button for that is right here. So you guys can see that. I know it's probably kind of hard. But you'll push and hold that until this starts flashing. And then the two should eventually stop flashing and they should sync. So that's how you would sync new controllers. Otherwise, like I said, USB-C cable for these newer Xbox controllers. So you plug it in there and plug it obviously, in, like I was saying, to the front of your machine or a USB port, and just leave that connected, for 10 or 15 seconds and unplug it. They should sync up that way too as well, I know works. So there's a couple options. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna go grab the chipset quick, you guys. So I'm just putting in my motherboard, the motherboard that I have, and then I'm gonna go get, like I said, the chipset for it. chipset. So I'm just gonna grab this. It's typically just INF is the chipset. I don't think, I mean, I could go grab. Because this guy, too, since it's old, he's got an Ethernet cable plugged into it. So I think I'm just going to download that. And then I'll probably just end up grabbing the Wi-Fi driver, too. David, I see on this drive that you're still signed in to your profile. I just signed you out of the profile. I'm assuming I would probably, okay. I mean, I can forget this too here. Yeah. Yeah, I just seen you were signed in here. So I just signed you out of the profile. I know I can just probably forget this, remove an account. I'll just end up removing it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Downloads. Chipset. So I'll do the chipset first. So again, I'm just downloading the chipset for this motherboard. And then we'll get this restarted. I'll go in and do stuff with the iPac, and get everything else set up from there, you guys. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So just let me know if you guys have any other questions or anything else I can delve in and show you. I'll do the PID thing here in a second too, with that whole thing. Yeah, I can't. I don't have the big drive to go in and play games or anything like that. But we do have on our main wheel, it says Expansion C, and you can actually go in there. So if you get our newest drive systems, you can actually go in there and see some of the games. I can show you guys too what games are in there as of right now. Like I said, just give me a second. Let me finish this up, and then we can get into it here. Yeah, C, I don't think will be out for a couple more months, I believe. David could probably clarify on that. So in your arcade classics, bud, King Bobcat, in your arcade classics, like Afterburner should be done in there. If you got a spinner, yeah, he's saying the smaller Tron stick, just with the two buttons. I think I call it a flight stick or a mini Tron stick. So stuff in your arcade classics should be already set up, like I said, like Afterburner and things like that. Technoparrot, you can obviously go into those settings and set it up in there. We do have tons of tutorial videos on our YouTube channel as to how to get in there and do all that. It's how we set up the tutorials and all that. just so you guys can get in there and do that and kind of be able to learn your system a little bit better, and navigate and be able to do those things. I'll probably end up going to properties. 8 days. All right, I'm not gonna. 8 days ago. It's trackball. Old trackball. All right. So I'm just gonna do a restart quick. So yeah, about 2 months, you guys. Expansion C will be out. David says there's about 200 games on it as of right now. And like I said, I'll get into that in a second, just so you guys can see some of the games that'll be on there. I hear you, King Bobcat. Yeah. Yeah, like I just watch the tutorial videos on like Technoparrot and things like that, because I know, like I said, like Adam was saying, BattlePod and things like that, you can actually get in and program your Tron stick and use that. I know, again, with Technoparrot, I know I've helped a customer with, I think, some other games in there as well to use the Tron stick. So it's just a matter of, like I said, getting just used to your system and getting in and actually doing things and getting in there and programming games that you like those Tron sticks, to be played with. Like I said, I do like the arcade classics. Obviously, you can go into the MAME settings and just do general setup from there. And then I'll obviously, like, Afterburner should work. But then I'll go into discs of Tron and Tron if you guys have the Tron stick and the spinner, and program them in there just to make sure everything's working. Yeah, hopefully we can get a new set of those light gun holsters with the new dimension setup there to fit our guns here. So I'm going to go back and do a few other things before I get into actually the game stuff. No problem, King Bobcat. And then player one coin is button 5. So I'm curious. I'm just curious as to what this iPack is even set up as, because like I said, I had to put it in and swap it out. I'll probably just have to bring a setting in for it. Spinners. I don't know if that spinner works. This spinner works. Yeah, this spinner might not work. I'll have to check that in a second too. So that's all right. Well, I know that part of the spinner is working. No, because these clicks are plugged into something different. I'm just curious as to why the spinner isn't working. I don't know, this board is bad. Spinner 1. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to see what's up with this. There we go. I just had my USB cable too tight there. There we go. Beautiful. Works like a champ. All right. There we go. Yeah, now it's working perfect. There we go, guys. Yeah, 4. Yep. Yeah, and yeah, it's pretty easy to set all that up too. I think with the Wii bars, it's just a matter of syncing them. So then I think the only other thing I want to change in here. Button 1. That is already set up as coin. Okay. So that should already be my coin button then. Yep, perfect. 2 isn't set up though. We could make 2 a coin too as well. Put the coin up. Well, I put in a new iPack. This one seems like it's already pre-set up already for the most part. I do have settings on my thumb drive that I might just pull in anyways. Because all this should still... Yeah, because I don't think this is working. Well, I don't think my tab is... Well, I think tab is working. Yeah, 2 up. So I'm just going to bring in my iPack settings and then just change from there. As I have a 2-player, and I'll just change a few things on it. So I just have a flash drive with everything already set up in it. But again, like I said, there's probably going to be stuff I'm going to have to disable. because I don't have mouse clicks, so I'm just going to disable this stuff. I'd rather just go in and fix this stuff instead of having to try to figure out what every button, because I already have like the taskbar and everything already pre-set up on this. So I'm just going to go in and change, like I said, a few things. My iPad, this is going to be my shift now. So I'm just going to go change that. 2-player. 5, I think. What is this? Should be shifted, should be 6. So we'll just make that, and then I'll just file force forward reconfiguration. And then I'll file save as, and then I save this again into the tools folder. I'm just gonna pull this up just so I don't have to type it. Well, actually, I think I have my keyboard connected to here. No, you don't get a free machine, guys. Capitalize. Mega default. There. All right. Now I can test. Well, if I do this over here. Oh, what the heck? Oh, that's right. Shifted. That's right. Well, yeah, because I'd have to make 2 shifted 2 as well. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Because I'm going to have to use that as my exit. And I think that's what I'm going to have to change to as well, because I don't think I've seen that in there. So yeah, I actually can't make that. Right? Where's my 2? I gotta look here for a second. That is escape. So I mean, I could leave it like that, but again, you're not really going to be able to coin up with that at all. So I mean, really, it's not. This is probably not necessary. And I could probably just leave it. Oh, or I could just clear it. Clear that. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it like that, you guys. There. You get a free machine? No. Do you need the pedal with the light guns? New question. Do you need the pedal with the light guns? I know with some games, obviously, I think like some of your newer Time Crisis and things like that, you would have to need the pedal for, I believe. But I know some of the Technopair games, left and right, you can just program the buttons on your guns left and right. So yeah, everything should be set up now with my control panel. Escape is there now, so I should be all good with all that. So I'm just going to go in and change a few other things, and then we'll get into it here. And I'll do the PID settings for you guys. So I did that. Don't have a stick. Device manager. So I'm just going to disable Bluetooth. I'm going to leave high def audio enabled because he'll be plugging this into his machine. So I'm not going to worry about that. And then, yeah, see, since I did that chipset now, I don't have an error. So everything's good there. Windows activation, I could go get that quick. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, I know you could map them on here too for games that can be mapped, but I don't know for those newer games, those newer PC games, how you would get in and actually do the stuff for those. Yeah, just like Arcade Adam's saying, like you can actually push the buttons on your gun. I'll do the Windows activation a little bit later. So yeah, I'm gonna do the main setting stuff now. So I'm gonna go get the PID. So this is how I go get to the PID number. I go to start settings. If you go to devices and printers, I'm gonna get rid of all these extra Xbox controllers in here because I'll be putting in new ones. So yeah, this is where I go again. I believe USB trackball is 4 ones, but I'm gonna go in and double check it. So what I do is when I get the devices and printers here, right click, you go to properties, you can go to hardware. I'm looking for the mouse function, properties again, details, and then property. I go to hardware IDs, and then right here, it'll pop up your hardware IDs. So there you go, guys. That's how I go in and find the PID numbers. So right here, the PID is, like I said, 4 ones. It's still obviously the same 10 years ago as today, so that's cool. I'm gonna probably need my spinner for one of these. So I'm just curious on the ID of that. Oh, hardware IDs. I hit compatible IDs. Hardware IDs. So PID for this one is 8001. And that's probably for both of these the same. Again, you guys, they're both exactly the same. So the PID numbers, I'm sure, are exactly the same. Oops, I did the wrong thing again. Hardware IDs, yeah, same. So do this, and then now I'm just gonna go. Yeah, it is a pain in the butt. Yeah, that would be nice. So yeah, now I have to go into the controller files and put my new PID settings in there. So my trackball obviously is going to come up as 1 all the time. I'll probably just end up putting in one of the spinners to come up as 2. And then typically I think I just leave this one and it should come up as another device. And I don't think it should switch on us. So spider in front of my face. All right. So emulators, you guys, I'll go into MAME, controller file, EHA, and then I'm just going to change the PID right here because it's set up for the other style of trackball with the OptiPack or OptiWiz. So 1, 1, 1, 1. And then I'll just end up changing one of my trackballs as well, or the spinners. So I'll have this one come up as mouse code 2. So 8001 equals that. So save. And then I'm just going to go do that in these other emulators like Golden Tee. So Golden Tee, we just have the mouse code trackball up here. So I'll just change this to, again, 1111. Save. Yeah, I could go check. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, like how you could get different spinners to come up as different numbers. I mean, in all reality, yeah, I could make the spinner 1 come up probably as mouse code 1, 2 as well, and then make spinner 2 come up as code 2. So, yeah, I can check to see if the, gosh dang it. I had to stop the spinner. I can go and check to see if those were different. I think they were the same, to be honest with you, though. So yeah, if I check this again, go this way, hardware, properties, details, hardware ID is, so VID is a 209. Okay. Yeah, and I mean that's typically how we already have it set up, as the spinner's mouse code 2. VID is 209, so I think it's gonna be the same, you guys. The VID number here too. Yeah, it's a VID of 209, PID 801. So they're both the same VID and PID numbers. So I don't think I can differentiate the two, you guys, because they're both the same VID numbers. So basically what you're saying, Arcade Adam, is I could go into the MAME there and I could put another line in for my second spinner and just have it as 3? Question mark. So basically I could go into here and grab that mouse code 2 and change it to 3, but have the same PID number. Yeah, right. I don't know. Typically, I just leave this, and then this will come up as a different number, and usually it sticks, and I just leave it like that. Yeah, it does. It does. I've messed around with that and done that, and yeah, if I put anything else besides this PID, and if I put and or anything in it, it won't launch it. Yeah. Yeah, I've tried. I know I've tried a while back to mess around with some of that stuff, and it wouldn't work at all. So I'm just gonna leave it like this, the way I have it, for now. I'll just leave it like I got it, you guys. We'll see what that spinner comes up as. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't like anything else in there. So yeah, I was fixing a couple more things, and yeah, I'll show you the C drive here in a second. Just let me finish fixing this stuff quick. I like to go into my air guns. I'll just throw it in here, even though it's not even necessary, because this just uses your guns anyways, but I'll throw it in here anyways. Why not, right? Let's just fix it all. 8001. There. So all that stuff is good for now. We shouldn't have to get into anything else. I think we already have supermodel and all that set up. So I'm just gonna go through Launchbox just to show you guys. Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't need to go into anything else. The special old version, what is that under? So right now, date added. I think right now what you guys are looking at are a bunch of the newer games. I'll just go to the C drive right away, or expansion C, you guys, and that's what it's on. So right now what you guys are looking at are a bunch of the newer games. I don't know if you guys can see. Sorry if I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, I'll check that in a second. Usually I just do the golden tee, and then usually it's good for all the golden tees, but I can double check. But here you go, guys. Here you go. Here's some of the newer games. I'll just kind of cycle through and go down. So here's some of the newer games. Death Stranding, I see, is on here. Quake 2 must be a newer version. The Star Wars X-Wing Alliance. So here's some of the newer games for everybody that's kind of wondering. Forspoken, Far Cry 6. Yeah, I'm just kind of listing some of the bigger names, I think, here. Hopefully I'm kind of going slow enough. It looks like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Got the Hyrule Warriors on here. Looks like the newest Diablo. What, Pinkman 4? I know that's a newer one on the Switch. I don't know why it's hesitating like that. And that's pretty much it as of right now. So there's about 214 in this folder as of right now. So if I go here, emulators. Yeah, I was in 182 Golden Tee. So MAME, and then Golden Tee in here. So I'm in MAME. And I don't see a Golden Tee inside of like the MAME folder itself. So like I said, I think everything runs out of this MAME right here. All the other Golden Tees, which I went up DR. This is where I usually go and do all the Golden Tee settings or controller files inside of here. But you said MAME up DR? Because I don't know what you're trying to say. Is it inside of the MAME folder? Yeah, that's what I was in. Yeah, I already did MAME Golden Tee here, you guys. I already did it right here. I already went into this controller file in here and put it in. So I already changed the PID number into the MAME Golden Tee. If that's what you're saying, I don't know where another MAME is at exactly. And then, yeah, I know some of the older Golden Tees, yeah, just run out of MAME, and I switched the PID number out of there too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We were just getting confused there. But yeah, I already went into the MAME Golden Tee and did that too. So we're all good there. He's got some old school light guns too that I actually have to put in here. I don't know if you guys seen these before. Look at these guns though. Look at these old school things. Arcade guns. G500s. They're Harborough Entertainment from 2010. What do you guys think of these? I think there's a button here and a button down here. And then your trigger. This is what the guy's got for light guns that he sent in. I think he still wants to use these things, I believe. So let's see if they work. Yeah, I know, right? They are. But hey, if they still work, they work, right? Of course not. You're going to mess with me. Oh, so there we go. Yeah, they're pretty old. I've seen them one other time because we've had a couple of them in the shop here. But yeah, this is the first time I actually seen that a customer's actually had them. So old firmware. Does this matter anymore? It says device firmware requires upgrading for use with this version. Restart and run as administrator, then click on Setup tab to upgrade. Latest firmware is in a program folder. Or should I not update the firmware? I don't know. I'm just going to close that out. So will I be able to use the same software? Right, middle right. And we can see if it works. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, typically I don't update anything. I was just curious. What the heck happened? getting a disconnect connect. Yeah, something's up with my USB thing here. You guys, I just want to check this out. There we go. Yeah, they still work beautiful, you guys. I mean, it's still accuracy is off a little bit, but that's all right. I have to figure out what buttons do what, though. Let me bring up AimTrack again. I just wanted this. It comes up, so I don't know which button is right. So I'm just gonna take a guess that this is button right. No, this is button right. Yeah. So I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm just gonna calibrate them, but he'll have to obviously recalibrate them to his screen. Wow. Okay, there it goes. Why is that? My lord. Yeah, that's. Why is that so off? Oh, my other gun. I think my other gun might have been. What the heck is like going on with this gun right now? Yeah, I don't know if the guy wanted to upgrade a lot of this stuff though, you guys. I was trying to keep a lot of this stuff. I think he really just wanted like the computer and things upgraded. I don't think he wanted to spend money on his guns and stuff. So I guess I'm just trying to make them work with this, and it doesn't really seem like they're working too well. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll just see if this one's calibrated right away and not even mess around with it. Just see how good it is. I'm already past my hour of time too here, guys. So let's just go for like another 5 minutes, and I'm gonna call it after that for today. I don't know, not too much happening here. Got to see me do some programming, things like that. Right, middle, right. That one worked really good. Okay. All right. And then what's even in here? Oh, just that stuff. Okay. I'll probably end up emptying that. I think I went through everything else. These should come up the same, right? Kind of looks like they do. Yeah. PID numbers and everything are exactly the same. So that's cool. Oops. Don't want to change that. This one button doesn't work. Yeah, it looks like his one button isn't working on that gun. Doesn't show up there as well, but dang it. I gotta have those things pointing away from the screen. And I'll probably just end up unplugging them until I get to the gun games. I'm just gonna do settings. I think I'm gonna just adjust my time quick. Techno Parrot, I gotta set up quick. I don't know. I've seen on some of this Techno Parrot stuff that it just says keyboard D1 and then it works for either iPac. I don't know how we can get that setting into there for all the gun game stuff, so we don't have to keep on doing that for iPac 4 or 2. Because basically I'll have to go in now and do this for every gun game. And I'm just curious. That should be working. I just want to see if that button is working or what was going on with it. Yeah, that button doesn't even come up as anything. So I don't know. He might need some new guns. Yeah, that button isn't working. The one button isn't working for some reason. And my guns. Unless it's, I don't know. I just think he needs some different guns. That's what I think. Well, both light guns are working. It's just one of the buttons on the guns isn't working. On both of them, the one button doesn't work. So I don't know what you're exactly talking about, David. But yeah, one of the buttons doesn't work. All that's good. These are really old guns. They're those really old like aim track guns that he sent with. So all this is set up right. Yeah. He's got these really, yeah, I don't know if, yeah, the switch is bad. That all works, but yeah, that works, but it's the other one that doesn't work. Yeah, that's what I kind of think too. I mean, like you just seen, David, when I bring that menu up, it says firmware update. So that's what I was saying. I don't know if like if they can do a firmware update on these guns. Well, yeah, once I bring up aim track gun setup, it brings device firmware requires upgrading. So that's, I don't know. And then another question too that I have, I mean, he's got all these old school Xbox controllers. Well, he's really only has one like original 360. It's pretty gross. I mean, it's nasty. But he doesn't have the old school official Microsoft dongle, so I don't even know if that's going to work. So I don't know if just giving him new Xbox controllers too. So it says restart run as administrator, then click on setup tab to upgrade. So setup, upgrade firmware. I don't know what I type in here. So yeah, I don't know. It says after clicking OK, the device will reappear as a different device type. The upload utility will be started. Important. The first digit of the new firmware version must match existing. Otherwise, the device will no longer operate. So I don't know what number I put in here. That's where I'm lost at, you guys. Yeah, scary. That's why I was like, I don't know if I even want to mess with trying to even do any of this. Because it's saying it must match the existing. Okay. Yeah, I'll give the guns to you. Are we just gonna, I mean, are we still just gonna try to use his old guns, or are we just gonna give him new ones? I guess if you're gonna try to make them work, I guess we'll go that route. Yeah, I just don't want to be messing with anything in here because I don't even know where that firmware number is. I think it told me kind of where it was. Okay, awesome, cool. So yeah, we're just gonna go do that. I'll give them to David here. But I think I was finishing up in Techno Parrot. I'm just gonna finish up here in Techno Parrot with these games, and then I'm gonna end the stream from here, you guys. So yeah, again, my question was on this stuff. Like I said, I seen if you go into some of these games, it just says keyboard D1, and then it works. Keyboard button D1. I don't know how to bring that up because then that works for both IPAC 1 and 2, or 2 and 4. Sorry. Gosh dang it! I didn't want to do that. So I don't know how we could bring those into those gun games, so we don't have to every time switch it from a IPAC 4 or 2. I know with some of these games I have, because obviously there's not enough buttons on your gun for some of these games. I think I can add an input here. No problem, Margate Adam. Have a good one. I'm going to end the stream here in a minute anyways. So I hope you have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend. See you next week. Or hopefully see you next week, I should say, if you're not busy. Controller setup. There's only a couple more games here. All right, there. That's the game. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining the stream. Like and subscribe. See you next week.